I use the word data, but I don't want to scare anybody with that word because it used to scare me too, to be honest. I like to collect data in the sense that I think it's helpful if your child is prone to elopement, write down when it happened, what time of day it happened, what was happening, who was there, where the child was found, all of that information. And again, don't go it alone. Share it with the child's daycare providers or school or wherever they're spending time. If they're at grandparents' house in their own home, anybody who's with the child, take down this information and then look for patterns. So if we know, okay, it always happens around this time, or again, to use the example of the playground, we always find them at the playground. That means we need to figure out a way to make the situation around the playground a little bit more predictable. Give the child, if it's possible, give the child a means to communicate that they want to go to the playground. And we want to think about what is the child doing at the playground. So we use the example of the swing. They're going on the swing. So movement. Is there any way that we can give them some of that movement, some of that input in the home environment? And it's going to be dependent, of course, on family resources and so many other things. But it allows us, once we have that data, once we see a pattern, it allows us then to figure out what our next steps are. So again, okay, my child's always at the playground and always on the swing. So let's make that predictable. If we know that we can take the child to the playground after lunch, we put playground on their little visual schedule after lunch so that throughout the day, we're constantly re-referencing that schedule and showing them that we're going to the playground after lunch. We might again give them a means to ask to go to the playground, a little card with a picture of the playground on it, or a little symbol of it in a communication app or something of that nature. And then what can we do at home that's going to give the child or adult, again, some adults who elope as well, that similar stimulation, whether it's that we put a swing in the backyard or they use a rocking chair or a wobble stool or something of that nature. And I don't expect all families to know what's going to give them that input at home. If their child is on an IEP or has services in school, or they have access to any occupational therapist, bring in the OT to give them some ideas on different ways to implement those strategies at home. Again, this should not be one person's responsibility or two people. This should be the entire community coming together to support that child and to keep that child safe.